Welcome to the people I know. Why does being Black matter to you?
For me, it matters all day, every day.
It matters because it provides almost like a context. How I got to where I am, why I think the way I do, good, bad, the ugly, all of it they generally have some connection to Blackness.
In fields that I don't see a lot of other people who look like me, I think, okay, well then maybe that's exactly why I like it, because I'm supposed to go into this field and show people that yes, we're here too.
I cannot get around being Black, nor do I want to. It's like one of the best things that I get to be. I say it's a privilege. I say it all the time. My privilege is in being able to express myself as widely or as loudly as I want. And so I get to release. I have a privilege of being in my body. As a Black person, I have a privilege of being part of a culture. I also have the privilege of jumping into Black people cultures around the world because we share an experience of being oppressed. You know, I have a double consciousness, which is good. I mean, it has its pros and its cons, but it is an elevated level of thinking. It is a higher consciousnness. It is a totally juicy way of being.
When does being Black not matter in your life?
That's difficult because I've never deliberately, expressed that or acted with that kind of at the front of my mind.
There's a poem that says, it's like to white folks, where it's just like, the first thing you have to do is forget that I'm Black. The second thing you have to do is never forget that I'm Black.
How is philosophy relevant in your life? How is critical thinking relevant?
We have to teach our kids critical thinking. It is a disservice to let somebody get to the age of 18 and 19 and they don't have critical thinking skills. And so critical thinking can make the difference between saving your life and having somebody kill you.
When I call myself an intersectional Afrofuturist, I mean, it's because essentially it's about envisioning Black people in the future. And it takes Black sci-fi and Black fantasy and folklore from the past and traditions from the past, kind of molds it together to assess our present state and dream and devise ways for a future, whether it's through fantasy or actual policy.
So the final official question that I have for you is regarding existential dilemmas.
It's not hot in here. Y'all not hot. The things you don't want to say are probably the things that you should probably say.
Yeah.
So I would start there. See it, get a therapist and have uncomfortable conversations with people you trust.
I think that when we were growing up, a lot of us were lulled into thinking that things like protests and racial violence and political corruption and deadly diseases, I think that we were brought up to think that those were all things that happened like way back in the past. And I'm here to tell you that no, it's not. We are living in the history books that are being written, okay?
Because we're in this space right now where people are very interested in calling out this and clapping back and just putting hard stops in some places where there just needs to be a question or a conversation, and then not doing anything in other situations where yes, the pedophile in the family needs to be taken out.
I know why the cave bird sings.
Existential crisis is not fun, but I do believe it will pass, and if we think about what we love, not take ourselves too seriously. I have an idea of my purpose, but if I didn't, I would relish even more in exercise of just concentrating on what I love.
Is there anything else that you would like the world to know that you have, since you have this space?
Abolish the industrial prison complex? I don't say what else?
I think I'll just draw from Mama RuPaul Charles, who says, know who you are and deliver it at all times.